Hello and welcome back to the iHeat YouTube channel. Today we're looking at the iHeat Thermostat and how to use it. We're going to be fixing some common issues that we've had from our customer service team and get you set up to use this thermostat like a pro. First off, on the thermostat, you've got the screen that is always on. You can press one of the buttons on the front to get the screen to light up in a blue color. What it will show you at first is the program setting that is currently on, the time, the date, the day, and what temperature you're on. Also on the bottom right, it will also tell you if you're in auto, manual, or off. On the bottom, you've also got your wonderful iHeat logo, which is the flap, which you can open up to access the controls. Here you've got a wide range of buttons, and don't be too intimidated. We only really need to worry about the first four. If you want to go extensive into the last few, there's holiday, copy, boost. These are modes that you don't really need to worry about unless you're an avid user and want to get a bit technical with your machine. This video will just be covering auto, manual, off, program, and why not, we can start with time. Time's pretty simple. You just press time and go along and change it like any alarm clock or watch. You can set the date, the time, the day, all that just from here. At the bottom, you've also got this little light bulb looking thing. You push down on that and that is where you get your batteries. The thermostat takes two AA batteries. This means it can sit anywhere in your house, whether it be in the kitchen like we are now, on a bedroom side stand, or just next to your sofa. Anywhere in the house, it doesn't matter where you are, just as long as it's in range, it can get the receiver and can actually start implementing those programs. Something to note about the batteries, if you are on low batteries, there will be a small battery symbol pop up on the top right corner of the display. This is important, do not ignore it. This means that your batteries are going to die. If your batteries die and they are not replaced within the hour of them dying, the memory on this machine will be wiped and all your programs, times, dates, everything you've set and spent this entire video trying to follow along with will be deleted. If the battery symbol comes up, get new batteries straight away and replace them as soon as possible. So we've covered time, we've covered the batteries. Let's carry on. You've got plus and minus on the main screen. This is when the flap is closed and you can see the screen all day. Plus will actually increase the temperature, of course, and minus will decrease the temperature. Who'd have thought it? Press OK to confirm whatever you've picked in, and that'll be done. First button is auto. This is on the far left of the device. You press auto and it turns on auto mode. Auto mode, it follows the schedule that you have put in using the program button, which we'll get to in a minute. After auto, you've got manual. Now this is our first common issue with our customer service team where people are wondering why their heating isn't on. It's because you're in manual. If you go into manual and set your temperature to 20 degrees, but your house is currently at 24, your heating won't be on, your radiators won't be on. Every day they get calls saying that the radiators aren't on and they're cold. We look at their thermostat and it's 24 degrees. They shouldn't be cold, but because the radiators are on, it's all mental. If your radiators aren't on, you feel cold. If you're in manual and you've got it set to 21 degrees, your boiler will not come on until your house goes back down to 21. It'll kick in and moderate the temperature at 21 degrees. If you are in manual mode and you are cold, your radiators aren't on, just boost it up to higher than whatever it says the room is. If it says the room's 24, stick it in manual to 26. I think it'll be quite expensive these days. But if you're cold and it is not safe to be. If you're having troubles on any sort of temperature, you're not feeling warm in your house, on our Instagram and TikTok, we've got a series all about energy saving tips and how to stay warm this winter. This includes extra layers, draft excluders, learning your thermostat, all that sort of thing. Check that out on our Instagram at iHeat. It's pretty worth knowing. Then we've got off. This is pretty self-explanatory. It will just turn your heating off. This is a good tip to know how to do if you need to bleed your radiators, or if you're away or you're going to work and you don't want to use the auto mode. Just click it off and it's off. Nice and easy. Next, we've got program. Now this is where a lot of confusion and issues can occur when setting up your device. If you want to be ahead of the game and save some money, you need to be using programs. This is where you can teach the thermostat to come on at a certain time, tell your boiler to come on at a certain time, and of course when to go off. So if we press program, we can go to Monday and we're at our first program. This is at 7 AM and I have it so it comes on in my house at 21 degrees. At 7 o'clock, the boiler will turn on and it will get the house to 21 degrees. If you press program again, it'll go down to program 2. This is at 9 o'clock. It'll set the boiler to go on at 5 degrees. This is because no one's at home. I don't need the heating on. We go out at 8 o'clock for work and at 9 o'clock, the house will just not have a boiler on. If the house goes below 5 degrees, this is when the boiler will turn on. That's what this mode means. I think a lot of people get confused when they set it to 5 degrees, is that the boiler will just set itself and the heating will be turned down to 5 degrees. We just let it cool down, and then if it goes below 5, the boiler will kick in to make sure it stays at the right temperature. Then you press program again, you get to your program 3. I've got this at 12:30 to come on at 21 degrees. This is because I come home for lunch sometimes and I don't want to be cold when I get back. So around 1 o'clock, I will arrive home and the house will be at 21 degrees. Pretty self-explanatory from here. You go to program 4. This is for the heating to go off when I go back to work. Program 5 is at 5 o'clock when I come home from work, get it back on. And then program 6 is at 10 p.m. when I get the heating to go off, because I don't need to be 21 degrees when I'm wrapped in a nice thick duvet on a winter night. After you've done your whole programming for the week, you press it again and it goes into your weekend. Saturday, Sunday. Maybe you like to have your heating on full blast at the weekend because everyone's home. Maybe at the weekends you don't want to be inside the house, so your heating doesn't need to be on. Maybe you go out, I know, to Blackpool, or you go to the caravan in Wales or something like that, where you don't need to be at home, you don't need the heating on, so use this programming button to turn it off at the weekend. On the contrary, if you are one of those people who like to have their heating on full blast, maybe you work from home or you just don't work, so you stay at home all the time. I know my grandparents, for example, will have the heating on, come at 7 o'clock and it'll go off at 10 p.m. Very simple to do. The best way to do that is just by pressing program, do 7 a.m., 21 degrees, program again, 21 degrees, program again, 21 degrees. Keep programming it in 21 degrees, and at the very end, it'll say 10 o'clock, go down at 5 degrees. That's the programming button. Very easy, very simple. If you have it set in manual mode, it will ignore the programs, so make sure you're in auto. That has been the iHeat thermostat. We have covered every button on there, every setting, and a few common issues. If you have any issues with your thermostat, leave comments below and we'll make a follow-up video or a reply to the comment on Instagram, etc. But yeah, that has been it. That has been the full video. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you have and subscribe for more. This has been iHeat. Thank you very much for watching.